Hello everyone, welcome to Achievers IAS classes. Today we shall discuss the highlights of the Union Budget as well as other news of the day. The Hindu today has a detailed analysis of important sector specific announcements in the budget. Let's look into each sector individually. At the outset, the budget of 2018-19 seems to be focused on improving rural economy, decreasing the vulnerability of the poor, and other measures catering to the social sector. Firstly, responding to the distress in the agricultural sector in various states across the country, the government has decided to offer a minimum support price of 1.5 times the expense of cultivation of these crops. Towards this end, the Niti Aayog, in consultation with the central and state governments, will put in a foolproof mechanism so that the farmers will get adequate price for their produce. To address the price volatility of perishable commodities such as potatoes, tomatoes, etc., the government has launched Operation Greens to promote farmer producer organizations, agri logistics, processing facilities, and professional management in the sector. The government has also proposed raising the institutional credit for the agricultural sector from 10 lakh crores to 11 lakh crores in the financial year. In an effort to boost organic farming, the finance minister said that women self-help groups would be encouraged to take up organic agriculture in clusters under the National Rural Livelihood Program. Also, a sum of rupees 200 crore has been allocated to support organized cultivation of highly specialized medicinal and aromatic plants that are used by small and cottage industries to manufacture perfumes, essential oils, etc. Apart from all this, the finance minister has also announced that around 22,000 rural huts or local markets would be upgraded into Gramin agricultural markets, thereby empowering small and marginal farmers. Adding to this, the government would also strengthen the electronic national agricultural market to create a common platform across the country. Also, an agri infrastructure fund will be set up for developing and upgrading agricultural marketing infrastructure in these agricultural markets. With an aim to encourage the food processing industry, the government has also doubled the allocation for the sector, which will promote the establishment of specialized agro-processing financial institutions as well as state-of-the-art testing facilities in the mega food parks. Further, to meet the working capital needs of small and marginal farmers in the fisheries and animal husbandry sector, the government has extended the facility of Kisan credit cards through which farmers can benefit from crop loan and interest subvention, so far only available to the agricultural sector. Also, the finance minister has announced setting up of Fisheries and Aquaculture Infrastructure Development Fund and an Animal Husbandry Infrastructure Development Fund for financing the infrastructure requirement of the animal husbandry sector in the economy. The finance minister also announced a restructured national bamboo mission on a cluster-based approach to promote the bamboo sector in a holistic manner. Finally, to address the challenge of air pollution in Delhi and the National Capital Region, the government proposed that a special scheme will be implemented to support the efforts of Haryana, Punjab, Uttar Pradesh, and the National Capital Territory of Delhi to subsidize machinery required for in situ management of crop residue, which is currently being burnt by the farmers, greatly affecting the air quality in the region. If those were the initiatives for the agricultural sector, for the salaried class and the consumers, who are largely the middle class constituency, there were not many perks offered in the budget except for some token measures like contributing part of employees' provident fund contributions for the next 3 years to the salaried class. For individual business persons who paid less average tax than the salaried class, a flat rupee 40,000 deduction from the taxable income has been reintroduced, and for the salaried employees and the corporations, an education cess of 4% on education and healthcare has been applied. On the indirect tax front too, the center has hiked custom duties on a range of products ranging from mobile phone to footwear and cosmetics. The intention of such a move is to push global producers to start making these goods domestically in India. Although, in the short run, the consumers have to bear the high cost of these products. Apart from this, the finance minister also announced rationalization of the high excise duties on petrol and diesel, but it won't result in lesser price to consumers because he has proportionately increased the new road and infrastructure cess. And as you know, unlike excise duties, the receipts of union government from various cesses need not be shared with the states. For the senior citizens, specific measures have been outlined to alleviate their concerns over the dipping interest rates on saving instruments. Therefore, in an effort to ease the cash flows of senior citizens, the exemption limit on income tax on bank and post office deposits of these senior citizens has been raised from rupees 10,000 to rupees 50,000 a year. Apart from this, the deductions available for health insurance premium as well as medical expenditure of senior citizens has been raised. Also, the government extended the Pradhan Mantri Vaya Vandana Yojana, which assures a return of 8% up to March 2020, and raised the investment cap from the current 7.5 lakhs to 15 lakhs for senior citizens. The finance minister also unveiled the world's largest government funded healthcare program proposed as the National Health Protection Scheme, which will provide coverage up to 5 lakh per family per year to take care of secondary and tertiary healthcare hospitalization costs of the poor and vulnerable families. The budget of 2016-17 also had a similar announcement but is yet to be implemented. The proposed National Health Protection Scheme is a major leap when compared to the Rashtriya Swasthya Bima Yojana, which now gives poor families an annual coverage of just 30,000, while several state governments have implemented their own insurance schemes with varying coverage levels. Going forward from the social sector specific announcements, the budget of 2018-19 has also increased the outlay for various infrastructure development schemes like the Smart City Mission, the Atal Mission for Rejuvenation and Urban Transformation, aimed at capacity building for urban development. Coming to the equity markets, the various stock indices experienced great volatility due to the reintroduction of long term capital gains tax on equity shares for all gains over 1 lakh rupees. This is in addition to the security transaction tax charged on equity transactions. On cryptocurrencies, the finance minister said that although it is not illegal to hold these currencies, they still don't carry legal backing, thereby restricting their use. On the research and development front, the finance minister announced a new initiative called the Revitalizing Infrastructure and Systems in Education, or RISE, to step up investments in research and related infrastructure in premier educational institutions over the next 4 years. Finally, given the less quantum of revenues accrued by the government under the GST, the government has settled for a higher fiscal deficit target than the 3.2% of the GDP target aimed for earlier. I have touched upon the most important announcements in the budget, but there are still important announcements relating to education and other sectors which I'll discuss in detail in the days to come. Till then, let's move on to the other issues in news today, which is regarding the issue of child rape. Recently, there was a horrific incident in the National Capital Territory, Delhi, involving a brutal sexual assault on an 8-month-old baby, which shocked even the apex court, which took up the hearing of the case. As we all know, the POXO Act classifies child abuse into various levels from sexual harassment to aggravated sexual assault, with varying levels of punishment. Therefore, the government has objected for award of death penalty to child sexual abusers, rapists and pedophiles, saying that death penalty is not an answer for everything. Given the rising incidence of crime against children, and in this particular case, against an 8-month-old innocent baby, we have to wait and watch for the ruling of the Supreme Court in this regard. Till then, let's move on to the next issue in news, which is regarding the proposed amendments to the Prevention of Money Laundering Act, which was enacted to prevent money laundering as well as confiscate assets or the proceeds of money laundering. The key changes proposed now to this legislation are with regard to the restoration of confiscated assets to the rightful claimants during the trial period, which at present can only be done after the completion of the trial. Also, the government plans to amend a section making it mandatory for the Enforcement Directorate to share relevant details of a case with other agencies to aid in inter-agency cooperation. With that, I wrap up today's news analysis. Do like, share, and comment to support this initiative. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.